You know what? Instead of looking at it there, I could probably just go back here. And maybe it was back here. Alright, so no blueprints on that. Isn't it 3.7? I don't know what you're talking about. I just kind of... yeah, I don't understand Red Dog's statement, adding me to Facebook, and what is 3.7? You know, maybe I miss... I'll go back and look again. All right, you're right. You're right. It is 3.7. You're right. So it is 1.1 million. You're right. Yeah. See, I can be wrong, man. A lot of people, man, they kind of tend to have a tendency to forget that I'm human. You know. Wow, what the heck happened to this, man? Look at these colors. All right. That's right. Price is wrong. There it is. Oh, no. Yeah. That's terrible, man, when you start believing me over your own eyes. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for correcting me, though. I appreciate that. I need that. Now, that's the backup that I need. I don't need people tripping over every word that I speak, assuming everything I say is gospel. I don't need that. That's not helpful to me. The ones that use their eyeballs and call me out when I'm wrong are the ones that I need. Yeah, appreciate that. So anyway, it looks like in the prize list we have the left side and the right side. It looks like so we have. This is kind of weird, right? Hull, weapon, special, and then 7. And so for 1, 2, and 3, let me see. Stealth attack system versus barrel system. These are both 350,000. Fury is 15 million, and you have to claim that before you can claim the weapon, and then you have to claim that before you can claim the special. It looks like. All right. New badge. Kill 5 of the 100 targets for the badge. New achievement. Alright. Now, it doesn't actually say this time, does it? Let me get back up here. Top prizes. So it doesn't actually say... It doesn't actually say that you have to claim the hull first to unlock the weapon, etc. Let me see. Prize tier locked. Once installed the system... Oh, never mind. Redeem a prize from the preceding tier to unlock. Okay, so here it does say. Contiguous target completions will count towards future set completions. Once a set is complete, blah, blah, blah. Hitting targets that are below your recommended level. But it doesn't say what the recommended level is, does it? It never does. What is the recommended level? That's what I want to know. And here, of course, say, let me see, all sets are specific sets. Hey, Butter. What's up, man? I'm on the forums, buddy. I'm on the forums. This is September event briefing on the forums under general discussion. Alright, so today's release notes. Alright, so the Reavers return to lay waste to anyone who stands in their way. Harlock and Zoe have called ceasefire between their two respective factions and are turning their attention to a larger threat. So I wonder if they're trying to say Harlock and Zoe have put their differences aside. Alright. I don't know in the real world if anything like that could possibly happen. I mean, you know, there's been a lot of murder between the two groups. Murder. Alright. Hull rebalances. How about that? Dante's Nova Storm. The Dante's Nova Storm. That's the limited version, right? That's the limited Dante's Nova Storm. Isn't that the limited Nova Storm? Savage Kodiak. So the Savage Kodiak, wall damage 100%. I don't know why I do. Okay. Armor abilities 25% on the Savage Kodiak. Wow. The Frosty. Zoe Rhino. I don't have any of those. Borbus Gorsaber and the Gorsaber have had their combat speed stat increased from 14 to 20. Penetrating resistance has been increased from 40 to 50%. We have removed the repair modifier from the Phantom Tiger Shark, and we've removed the repair modifier from the Phantom Nighthawk. Man, okay, cool. I guess that means it's 100% then, right? Let me see. Bug fixes and tuning. They corrected a visual issue where the sealed fire charge special would not update the cloak time stat when equipped to a submarine. So, for those that don't know what that is, my subs were saying 99. Alright. My cloak efficiency, let me just do it from here. It's just easier to see. Cloak efficiency now says 89, where it did say 99. So basically that was from the sealed fire charge, which if you look down at the specials, let me see if I can put my finger on it. No. Right there, I'm pointing at it. That's the sealed fire charge. That right there, it basically just didn't register. It didn't modify my cloak efficiency. My cloak efficiency looked exactly the same whether it was on or off. But they fixed that, so now it actually displays properly. So that's awesome. What else we got? Fixed an issue with the event pop-up where the selected prize might switch to another prize in a tier without user input. Huh? Oh, that issue, didn't they have that like in the last couple of raids, actually? I think this is not its first time being in here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Expanded the locator window to accommodate more buttons so they don't go past the borders of the window during the event. Reduced thermonuclear launcher repair time from 1 hour, 6 minutes to 10 minutes. Ooh, that's nice. 10 minutes for a thermonuclear launcher now. That's great. Fixed an issue where a submarine could not be launched if it had sustained a minimal amount of damage by lowering the requirement subs to be launched from 100% to 99%. This is a temporary measure until the issue can be resolved. That's something they still... there's a lot of people that have been getting like 0% damage on their ships, on their subs, and but it shows a little bit of damage there, and it's enough to keep them from being able to launch, and they have not been able to fix it. The only way to fix that is to not dock your ship and instant repair on the map, but you can't do that if you can't launch your ship. So if you dock, it's done. you need to put in a ticket. So hopefully you paid your $50 to KIXEYE. Yeah. Now, I will say this on my... I have these Retributions built right here. So I've actually got just the one on there. And these do add 5,000 armor points that thermonuclear launcher does. So that's kind of nice. A 10-minute repair time on that. Yeah, that's pretty significant. All right. Well, what else? Is anything else going on, guys? Is that it? Maybe I should be like making some stuff. I started writing a thing today about Rise of the Warlords. And, you know, I don't know if what I'm going to do with this, to be honest with you. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Don't really even have it done yet, I don't think. But basically, you know, I've got just a big issue with the way KIXEYE has been doing business as of late. I understand that they made some kind of change to the range of that the BS missile. So it no longer has a 1,000 range, the Hunter Killer mortar thing. They've significantly reduced the range on it, which I don't know what they would have reduced it to. But that's besides the point. When you looked at that data mining stuff, it still had 100% explosive bypass. And the only reason I have an issue with that is because they told us initially, okay, that when you look at the info here, its strengths are explosive and concussive, okay? We were led to believe that the explosive and the concussive could be countered, okay? But when they came out with that, they basically had that 100% bypass on the explosive resistance. I call BS on that, all right? It was cool that they nerfed the range on the Hunter Killer mortar. It's no longer 1,000, okay? Which is pretty much the whole map. It's no longer 1,000. But at the same time, they still have 100% bypass. Now, what's the point of that, I wonder? All right, and the only reason I say that, I mean, when you look at the sub, the blueprint for the Hellwraith, let's go ahead and pull that up real quick. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, or if it's just me, but I'm still ticked off, okay? Even if they did fix the one thing. Sometimes I wonder if they do that on purpose. Like, it's like they go, maybe that's why they go overboard, like, ×5. That way they can roll it back by 2, and it'll still be 3 too much, but we all feel better. You know what I mean? Explosive defense on this thing right out of the gate is 50%. But that thing has 100% bypass. That means no amount of explosive defense you put on this sub is going to make any freaking difference, is what that means. And if you're like me and you went and you built your sub, I got my explosive defense all the way up to 95%. Well, guess what? It don't freaking matter. It's because the explosive, the death weapon has 100% explosive defense bypass. I mean, I didn't just see that by myself, right? I'm not the only one that saw that. Let me see. Let me just go to the Dark Alliance start board. The Dark... Oops. Alright. So we got Battle Pirates. So we got General Chat down now. Mortar missile thing. Let me see here. Alright. Alright, so this thing right here, the Reaver Hunter Killer Mortar right here. It had the range of 1,000. Explosive damage is 9,500. And accuracy is 1,000. Explosive defense bypass, 100% is what it had right there. Okay, so what the heck is the freaking point? And even on your concussive resistance, you can get that up really high. But looky right here. The concussive cannons, 100% concussive defense bypass. 100%. So I just, I kind of call BS, man. It kind of really ticks me off. You know what I mean? It really ticks me off. And of course there's plasma damage, but there is no defense against that at all. But, I don't know, man. It just really ticks me off. So I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do with this right here, but, I don't know. And also all the preview servers, I mean, we asked for them, but they only gave them to us as probably, I hate speaking to their motive. It's generally the negative way of doing things. When you assume what their motive is, it wasn't... I don't know, man. It's obviously that they were looking for ways that for our tactics, they were wanting to monitor our tactics for mitigating damage, okay? And they went to counter all of that, okay? And when they couldn't counter it, they went for the 100% explosive resistance bypass. And then they added plasma damage. I used to think that it was just Doom Rooster that had issues with community and was trying to hurt Battle Pirates and its players. Okay, but I think it's definitely a culture thing. I don't think it's just Doom Rooster, and I only say that is because I do recall GD Ryken himself saying that he was playing around with the idea of putting a damage type in there that had no resistances, and he was using 100% explosive resistance bypass. So I mean, whatever the conspiracy is, he's in on it. GD Ryken's in on it too. So it's bullcrap, man. I mean, they're taking the game out of the game. So yeah, it ticks me off. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I do feel like, they're a bunch of freaking politicians, man. Where the truth doesn't really matter. What matters is how well they can manage the information we get. You know what I mean? It's not a game. It's not that kind of a game. It's not the game that we're playing. They're playing a completely different game than we are. And it just ticks me off. So anyway, with that said, I guess... maybe I should actually get back to, maybe I should work on some slides, huh? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn song requests back on. I don't think I'm going to upload that video after a while. I just, maybe if I watch it back. Update. Alright, update song request on. Just so you guys know what that does, all it does is update the scrolly bar at the top. When I put that song request on, it's just a little message that gets put on the very end. The subject, the title of my game, is put on there too. It's updated. So if I were to change that, I'd still have to type update and put a message on the end. Yeah, I do too. I actually figured out where the game went wrong for me, and when it no longer when the fun started to go away. The fun started going away for me when OP6 came out, and I only say that because when it was OP5 was the best you could get. When OP5 was the best game, it was as high as the outposts went. I had my base completely updated and I was free to experiment. But these days, you can't get your base upgrades done without coining. As soon as the OP7 came out, before I was done upgrading everything from OP6. You know what I mean? So I'm still trying to catch up. I've not actually been able to fully implement a strategy since OP5. That was the last time. And when OP5 was no longer the toughest, when they came out with OP6, you know, ever since I've just been I've been behind ever since. I've not been able to catch up. And I think anybody who's not willing to coin their base upgrades are probably in the same boat. Alright, so that was 36. Let's see here. BPTL. Oops, wrong one. BPTL. All right.